Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to share my secret recipe with you on how to create tasty content. If people aren't engaging with your posts, there can be several different reasons for that. A lot of times, what we tend to think is we've got the wrong audience because they're not interacting with what we're sharing. But 9 times out of 10, that's really not the problem. It's that they haven't been engaged, or you're not posting something that translates, that you're not asking for a response, and or you're posting the same things over and over and over, and it's not catching anybody's eye because you've said the same things in the same way with the same kind of photo and the same kind of, it becomes, oh, it's just another one of those posts. I always use, lose weight now, ask me how, simply because there was just a time period on my news feed, and maybe they were just targeting me, where it seemed like I saw 200 posts and it all said, lose weight now, ask me how, which is probably the universe trying to tell me something. But anyway, um, today we're going to talk about my recipe for Tasty Post. And let me see if I can get some of this going. Um, Facebook has been a little bit glitchy lately, so if you are watching, just say hi, or say something to me so that I know that this is translating, because I've had some trouble with Facebook in the last couple of days. A lot of people are getting the rolling donut of doom. So just say hi so I know you're here. And let me see if I can get my recipe going. Okay, we're gonna get, here we go. All right. So here are the elements for my tasty content. All the ingredients. We talked about the first one on Monday in my post, but I'm gonna say it again. I was a caterer for a while. That's how we came up with this whole tasty content thing. I was a caterer. And my husband was a chef for many, many years. And he would point out often that you eat with your eyes first. Before you taste anything, you see what's on the plate. And so it's going to need to look appealing. And many, 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 many people on Facebook forget that if the post doesn't catch somebody's eye, they're never going to read the copy that you've written. So it's important to have an image that's going to catch somebody's eye. Now, that does not mean that it has to be something spectacular. It does not mean that you have to catch an eagle in flight with the sun beaming. That's not what I'm talking about. I had a client today who literally took a picture of his to-do list and shared it, and he got more responses on that post than anything he has posted before. Like, this was the ultimate in um, low tech visuals, but it was something that was thought provoking. Again, if you've just joined me, I'm not sure that this is translating on Facebook, so please leave a comment just so I know you're here. I'm not going to attack you or sell you anything. I just want to make sure that this is transmitting. So, visually appealing means there needs to be a visual image, whether that's a video image, whether that's a meme, a GIF, or a photo. And if you're going to use photos, I have found that a personal photo translates far better than the fancy photos that a lot of businesses are using. They're using stock photos. They may well be paying for stock photos, and they are nice stock photos. But as I've said 120 times, if I see one more desk with a cup of pencils on it, which is so funny because I looked up the other day and I created a header on my Facebook page that was a desk with a cup of pencils on it. But anyway, I'm really tired of that graphic. It's wearing me out. That perfect Instagram stuff is really kind of exhausting as far as I'm concerned. But a photo that evokes an emotion, something, it doesn't have to be highly stylized. It just needs to be something that people are going to see and care about enough to read past the first line. I mean, if you're trying to make connections, it's pretty important to give them something to connect with. So visually appealing is our first ingredient. The second is that it needs to be well seasoned. And when I say well seasoned, what I mean is to spice things up, you need to use words that evoke an emotion. And of course, love and hate and angry and afraid. There are a lot of emotions that you can evoke with the text that you add um, to to your post. As a matter of fact, I have a list of 125 emotion words that you can use in your caption or in your headline or on your photo that will help you evoke an emotion. And I'll give you some examples. Top secret. I have a top secret. Now, people automatically, you have engaged somebody because we're nosy or curious, however you want to put it. So, emotionally, you want to get somebody in. Or, I always, 5 mistakes you may not know you're making with your whatever. Um, those words uh, evoke an emotion, and they cause people to want to look a little bit further. Your photo can do that too. If there's an emotion, ripping your hair out, I am sort of known for making big exaggerated faces, and so I use that a lot in the photos that I use. So um, visually appealing, well seasoned with emotional response words. Colorful variety. Have you ever looked down? I see this at the cafeteria. I'm telling on myself. I have been a cafeteria diner, um, where people will have an entire plate of beige food. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the meat with the gravy, and there's the potatoes with the gravy, and there's the brown roll, and it's all just beige. That's not visually appealing. And if all of your posts look exactly the same, they're the same length, they've got the same stuff, again, you're going to lose people's interest because they're going to feel like they already know what you're going to say. So we want a variety of different kinds of posts, different lengths. Sometimes you want to put a video in. Sometimes you want to do something that's funny. Sometimes you want to do something that's serious. Occasionally, you want to share something very personal. If you mix things up, there's nothing wrong with sharing content that is interesting to your audience that doesn't come from you. The only caveat to that is please be careful if you're going to send somebody away from your attention that it is not a competitor. That's not wise. Like, it would be really unsmart. That's a nice word I just made up. It would be dumb for me to send somebody to another social media company's blog to read about the newest trends in social media. They should be getting that information from me. And so if I'm going to share that, then I will write a blog and I will include the things that I want and I'll send them to my place. But there's nothing wrong with me sending them to even a web developer, since that's not something I do. I can send them to that site and have them check out what's going on. My only concern would be if they also offer the service. Again, I don't want to send them too far. Um, but if, let's say I'm talking about time management for businesses, there's nothing wrong with me sending somebody out to an article from Real Simple magazine. It's something of interest. It's something useful to my demographic that I'm trying to talk to, and it enhances what I'm already sharing. So that's a variety is going to be helpful to you. Also, you want to share fresh and seasonal things. Now, I've talked many times about the heat and air company that I work with, and I kind of joke that it's hard to get 7 days of riveting content for a heat and air company, since most of what the advice I can hand them is change your filter. Like, change your filter, change your filter. You can only say that so many times before you're ripping your own hair out. And so when we're looking at fresh and seasonal content during the summer, we're going to talk about, I don't know, air conditioning seems like a really important thing to do. But because there's not 7 days worth of content, I know when I'm going to post the meatiest content. And the rest of the week, I'm going to talk about fun things to do within our community. I'm going to share about local businesses that we can support. I'm going to ask questions to get interaction. I'm going to engage families because we know that's a demographic that we play very well to. That they are the people who are going to have like an emergency because you have little kids in the house. If your air conditioning goes out, you're going to need us immediately, and we don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. And so I want to make sure that I'm speaking directly to those families. And so, but then in the right now we're moving into there's still plenty of air conditioning stuff going on, but it's time for preventative maintenance. And so we'll kind of switch gears and talk a little bit more about why maintenance is important. And so while it's absolutely okay from year to year to talk about some of the same things seasonally, it makes sense in January to talk about new beginnings, fresh starts, um, goals, all those kinds of things. Um, you also want to switch gears when there's a new season or a new focus for your business. And the last thing is, while I recognize in food that fusion is a thing, we're going to talk about specifically cohesion and complementary flavors. We want things to kind of go together. Your business should have a voice, a tone. It should be recognizable that it's your business. Even if there wasn't a photo or a logo, your voice needs to be so clear and your topic so consistent that someone might recognize that it's your business even without those visual cues. And so we want to make sure that, for instance, my voice is playful. I don't do a lot of serious stuff. I am kind of known for making up words or squishing words together in an interesting way. And so my voice is very distinctive and it's easy to tell what I write for me. Now, when I write for another company, I'm not going to use the word spastastic um, because it wouldn't fit their brand, but it certainly fits mine. And so we want to make sure that I don't rant. I don't post negative things on my page. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't some businesses who do that and do that very successfully, but it's not a part of my brand's voice. I try to be very positive, very uplifting. There's a little spiritual vibe that goes through this. Um, and so I want to make sure that my voice is consistent no matter what I'm talking about. I don't rant and rave. I don't call out other companies unless I am illustrating a point. But it's not negative. I don't go low. It's just not how I do things. And so you need to really make some decisions about that, about what kind of voice you want to use and what represents your brand most accurately. Now, I recognize that many of you do not have time to do that. You don't have time to figure out your voice or to create these visuals or to write copy or to create an annual calendar so that you are reviewing some ideas frequently enough that the people who follow you know what your business is about, understand what your why is, know what your mission and your passion are. Understand what makes your business different. I understand that many of you are busy with your day-to-day operations, and for you, Elephant Sandwich provides a full service social media. We write it, we post it, we monitor it, we build on it. If you need something, an ad run or a promotion done, that's a part of what I do. I do several different platforms. If you're interested in more than one platform, I especially like the combination of Facebook and Instagram. And so for many of my clients, they teach me what they want me to know about their business, and then I kind of run with it. But there are also some businesses where they are the brand, and specifically somebody like a realtor, where the relationship is very important. Getting to know the individual is very important because you're going to be spending time together, and because that's really what makes you different. So it's hard and sometimes not really wise to hand off your advertising or marketing to someone else because you want to be the face of your business. And for those clients, I provide one-on-one coaching, and we speak each week. We cover a topic, and we set some goals for the week, and then we meet and regroup. And so for those people, I teach them and we brainstorm, but they go out and write and post their own content. So those are two of the options that are available. I'd love to talk to you about what I do, and to see if maybe there's a good fit here. Specifically, right now, I'm talking to several different heat and air companies, and I work with companies nationwide. So if you know someone who runs a heat and air plumbing electrical business, I would love an introduction because that's something that I'm really kind of focused on right now. I love talking with you. I have such a good time with this. I want to thank you for tuning in each week and helping me spread the word about Elephant Sandwich. And I will talk to you again soon. Thanks so much. And y'all have a great day, okay?